How's everyone getting along this week? By the way, and I'm not going to launch into a goal and planning soapbox talk today, but it is week 44, and there's only 8 more weeks until the first quarter of 2022. Now, I've already assessed this year's goals, kind of moved what I had to, and I've actually started on my 2022 goals. And I really just realized that I'm talking about my personal planning and goals. My CFO asked for my professional goals last week. Maybe that's what pushed me to get started on my own. Anyway, we'll go over our goals a little later this quarter. Let's try to stay in the here and now today. You know, we've been talking about leadership and supervision or those frontline management positions lately, and I had a thought about them. I was thinking about how a lot of things change for us upon entering the leadership roles. We've discussed many of them already, but one thing needs to be covered, or I feel it does. And I'm not sure our managers do a good job of explaining this little 6-letter word. That word is ethics. Now, Merriam-Webster tells us that ethics means moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. I wanted to check out work ethics also. It says a belief in work as a moral good, a set of values centered on the importance of doing work and reflected especially in a desire or determination to work hard. Did you catch the difference there? There is a little difference. Today, or first anyway, I want to talk about ethics. Some 30-odd years ago, I was speaking with an inbound dispatch person. Really, he was teaching me how to be backup for him during breaks and lunches. It was his task to assign dock doors to the over-the-road drivers all day long. Back then, we sort of had a schedule that we'd follow, but honestly, it was more like first come and first served. These drivers wanted to get back on the road as quick as possible, and I quickly learned that they didn't mind offering up things like cash or goods to be put in ahead of the others. While I was training, we were offered something numerous times. Luckily, my trainer, the gentleman running the window, was a man with ethics. And let's throw the word business ethics out there about now, too. I teach a class on ethics in the workplace to different groups entering the workforce, and I feel that ethics is also like integrity. So I bounce back to my Merriam-Webster, and I'll add all these links into today's show notes, just in case you'd like to go check out the entire definitions. So integrity means the quality of being honest and fair. I also think words like character, what are some others? Decency, goodness. When I'm thinking about ethics in the workplace, those words come to mind as well. And most of them are used in the definitions that we just spoke about. As adults, we know what is right and wrong. Most of the time, it's really obvious to us. And even when it's not, our gut will tell us, what's right and what's wrong. That little angel on our shoulder trying to distract us from the little devil one on the other side? It would have been wrong for me or my trainer to take cash or a new video game cartridge or even a lunch or breakfast from them. There wasn't really any rules written about such, but we knew it was wrong. A few years later, our company did initiate a new rule that taking anything from a vendor or customer was an offense that could lead to termination. I guess some others were not quite as ethical as we were, or maybe that's what brought it up. Ethics is about doing what's right. I believe that includes being fair, being consistent, and doing what we know is right all the time. Or that's my definition anyway. And I feel that way about our business dealings and our personal lives as well. As we've learned during our leadership episodes, the way we treat our employees as supervisors will impact our success, just as the way us employees present ourselves and treat others will determine our success. The simple little things, it can be something as simple as like not wearing our PPEs as required, and repeatedly coming in tardy, or that occasional no-call, no-show. Oh, I understand. Sometimes something like that can be an accident or just slipped our mind, but it could be perceived as not caring or not being concerned about our actions. I mentioned work ethics a few minutes ago. I think work ethics are much more than, or can include so much more, than a belief in work as a moral good, a set of values centered on the importance of doing work, and reflected especially in a desire or determination to work hard. I think that keeping our workstations clean, following all PWMs or preferred work methods and GMPs or general manufacturing practices, driving down the aisles in the correct direction. Let's see what else. Following all the safety rules, learning and practicing any regulatory concerns our facility may have, and of course about 1,500 other things. I believe work ethics means caring about our peers, our equipment, everyone's safety, and our facility and company. A quick side thought. I believe it is possible to be an ethical person and still take that shortcut or make and act on that bad decision. I know a fork driver that would never accept anything from a vendor or a driver. However, he will skirt a few receiving rules and is more concerned about his productivity than helping and assisting others. I know I'm kind of stretching the definition a bit, but that's my opinion. I was talking with a recruiter earlier this week, and she stated that ethics, particularly work ethics, could be recognized, she felt anyway, during the face-to-face interview. She felt like a person's personality was a window into an applicant's work ethics. Now, I'm not sure there's any scientific analysis behind that thought, but I'm going to look for it the very next time that I'm interviewing someone. Our company handbooks usually have a lot to say about ethics. They'll mention sexual harassment and workplace violence too. Again, I think those two things fall under ethics as well. With my definition, we'd never have to worry about harassing someone or participating in any type of violence because we are ethical and are always practicing good ethics by being fair, treating others as we want to be treated, and of course always having that positive attitude. WAOC has a webinar coming up next month titled Values and Beliefs. If you would be interested in attending, I'd be happy to send you a link when we get it all put together. Send us an email asking for the Values and Beliefs webinar, and your registration will be free. Anyway, so speaking of ethics made me think of values. Some would say our values are more important than a really strong ethics. Values really another word that I think means the same. Remember, the definition of ethics even mentions a good set of values. Let me look at a few bullet points here from an affirmation that we'll be using for that webinar. I'll try to get it posted on the website in the next week or so. Values are some of the most important resources we can possess. Fortunately, they are within our control. They can get us through the hard times, make us aware of our blessings, and help us make informed decisions. Let's see, let me pick one more point out. Here's a really good one. It's important to develop the willingness to change our ways. I adjust my values or do a better job of living up to my beliefs. And it's perfectly fine to seek feedback from others and follow through on our resolutions. Here's one more. Maybe the best one on the whole sheet. Today I'll reflect on my values and how they guide me. I know my future is as bright as the values I cultivate. If you like those, ask yourself 3 questions. What are my 3 primary values? How would I describe my ideal destiny? And lastly, what values do I need to reach the destiny I want for myself? Those are just a few points to ponder. On that note, let's call it a show. I hope everyone is having a prosperous, productive, and safe week out there, and that you'll share our podcast with a friend. Until next week, think, practice, and share a safety topic with a peer or friend.